Here are my updated settings for Model Warfare 2, specifically for ranked play in the Season 4 update. Settings will help, but what got the most out of my PC is when I got my settings and audio optimized with FPS Hub. Links in the description, you can use code LUNCH for a discount. I wouldn't shout them out if I didn't believe in these guys. They actually helped a ton. Anyways, to the graphics settings on display, you want to be on full screen exclusive. I only have mine on borderless because I stream and need to go back and forth between OBS. Make sure this is your graphics card and this is your display monitor. Dynamic resolution, we want that off. Aspect ratio is automatic. We have the rest of these off. Custom frame limit, make sure this is on custom with the gameplay custom frame limit all the way up as high as it can go. The last two don't matter as much, but you want to make sure that it's custom rather than unlimited because that makes the game run a little bit smoother. For display gamma, we have 2.2. Brightness, this is just my personal preference. HDR, make sure this is off, and that's all that we need for this display. Up next is quality. We have custom, make sure this is at 100, no more, no less. Upscaling sharpening, have this on fidelity cast with 100 strength. If you're having an issue where you're stuck on NVIDIA image scaling or something else, you can turn this off, apply the settings, and then go back to fidelity cast, turn that on, and it should stick that time. Anti-aliasing, we have this on T2X with the quality on low and the video memory scale at 50. The rest of these settings are super important, so make sure you follow along. We have very low, 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 high for the first four. After that, the clutter draw distance is long, particle quality low, quality level very low. I have these last two settings off with the shader quality on high. Tessellation, I have that on off. On-demand texture streaming, make sure you have that off as well. Streaming quality low, volumetric quality low, and deferred physics quality have this off. For water quality, we have water caustics and wave wetness. Shadow map resolution on low, screen space shadows off. Spot shadow quality on low, spot cache ultra. Particle lighting is normal and ambient occlusion is off. Scrolling down, we have screen space reflections on off, static reflection quality low, weather grid volumes off. For reflex low latency, I have this on plus boost. To decide what you need to make yours, you go to interface. If your GPU time is lower than your CPU time, you want this on plus boost. If it's the opposite, you want it on just on. For the rest of the settings, I have depth of field off, motion blur off, weapon motion blur off, and film grain all the way down to 0. Going into view, I play on 105. That's what I prefer. A lot of people have said that the higher up you go with FOV, the more you mess with your aim assist. So keep this on the lower end. 105 or lower is typically good. I wouldn't push it much higher than 107 if you're on controller. If you're on keyboard and mouse, go as high as you want. ADS field of view, I go unaffected. Weapon field of view is wide. Third person doesn't really matter. Vehicle doesn't really matter. And then make sure you have the camera movement on least. Now going into my audio settings, the audio mix that you want to use is PC if you have it. These are my master volume settings. I'll scroll through the rest of these, but they shouldn't really matter for the most part. We're going to go into the controller settings, which if you play on controller, there's a lot of important ones here to take note of. For button layout, I play on default flips because I play claw, so I shoot with L1, R1. Controller vibration, I have that off, but that's personal preference as well. My sensitivity is 6.6. Sensitivity multiplier, I don't mess with this. The rest of my settings are here. The important ones are over here in the advanced. Target aim assist, I have this on. This won't really affect multiplayer, I don't believe. Aim assist type, make sure this is on default. Aim response curve type, this has to be on dynamic, so double check that it's on dynamic. I turned off custom sensitivity presume. Previously, I have messed with this as 0.95 and 0.95, but I've had a lot of luck without messing with that as of late. Inputs dead zone, these are really important as well. The important ones to take in note are the right stick min. You want this as low as you can possibly have it without having any stick drift. And the left stick max, you want this to be lower in the range of 0.6 to 0.7. This will improve your speed to get to full strafe speed as you're going left and right. It'll help with rotational aim assist. Make sure your left stick max is on the lower end. The gyro aiming, make sure all of these are off. The sensitivity scaling shouldn't matter, but everything else should stay off. The tactical sprint behavior, I have this on single tap run. This means you only have to press L3 once to go all the way to tactical sprint. This makes snaking a lot easier if you're interested in snaking. Now for the mantle behaviors, make sure you have all of these off. This will make it so you don't accidentally mantle anything as you're playing the game. Invert, slide, and dive, make sure you have this on inverted. Diving is much more important than sliding, so you want to make sure you can get to that as fast as possible. I wasn't a believer at first, but now that I'm used to it, it's so much better, so make sure you have that flipped. The rest of these aren't as important as the first ones, but here they are if you would like to copy them. Going to the interface to make the game look a little bit better, go to color customization, change color filter to filter 2, and the filter target to both. World color intensity, make that in the range of 80ish to 85. This will make the game look a lot more vibrant. The rest of my interface settings are here. The HUD bounds, turn this all the way down to 0. That makes it so that your minimap is closer to the center of your screen. You won't have to move your eyes as far to look at the positioning of your teammates. Crosshairs, I like these on static just so they're not moving around too much. Here are the rest of them. I have my center dot on with the center dot scale as larger. Truly personal preference. but having a static center dot as well as static crosshairs makes for a lot more consistent centering in my opinion. Telemetry, I usually run with this all off, but recently I've been throwing the FPS counter on there just so I can know what I'm running at. Hope you guys enjoyed this help. Let me know with a like or a sub. Again, shout out FPS Hub. They helped me a ton and I know they'll help you too. Check out their link in the description, and I will catch you guys next time at lunchtime.